Stop paying for AI automation. In this video, I will show you how to set up free n8n with unlimited workflow. I was using the paid version of n8n, but I needed more workflow executions. So I figured, why not host it myself and save some money? Turns out you can do it for free. If you're looking to use n8n without any cost, this video is for you. Let's get started. Let's set up a free Google VM instance. First, click the blue button to create an instance. Now give your instance a name. We'll use n8n demo, but you can choose any name you prefer. Next, select a region. Any region works, but Iowa is the cheapest at the moment. Pick any zone within that region. For the machine type, this is one of the most important configurations. It's free for the first instance in your project. If you select a larger instance, you will be charged accordingly. Now, let's configure the OS and storage. You can choose Debian or Ubuntu, but we will use Debian for this setup. For the boot disk, choose a standard persistent disk and set the size to 20 gigabytes. 10 gigabytes can be a bit limiting if you plan to do more, so 20 gigabytes provides extra flexibility. In the networking section, allow HTTPS traffic and enable load balancer health checks. n8n only supports HTTPS and it's more secure. That's it for the configuration. Click Create, go get a coffee, and wait a few minutes for the VM instance to be set up. We will speed this up. Now that your instance is set up, you can add a DNS record using your assigned IP address. I purchased my domain from Hostinger, so I'll use it as an example. Copy the IP address from Google VM, then navigate to DNS/name servers in Hostinger. Paste the IP address, enter the subdomain, in this case, n8n demo. Select the A record type and click Add Record. Now that the IP is mapped to the subdomain, let's proceed with installing n8n and Docker. First, click on the SSH button to enter the Linux console. Once you're there, log in to authorize. This step is optional, but if you've had Docker installed before, running this command will clean up any previous installations. Next, we'll update the Linux system to make sure everything is up to date. Now, run this command to install essential tools that handle secure package management, HTTPS, and system identification. Create a directory for storing GPG keys with the right permissions. This is needed for secure package installations. Then download Docker's GPG key and save it in the keyrings directory. Let's change the permissions so that everyone can read the Docker GPG key. Now we're going to add Docker's official Debian repository to our system's sources list for easy package installation. Let's update the package list once more to make sure the new repository is recognized. Now, the most important step. Installing Docker and Docker Compose. Let's get that set up. Then, create a Docker Compose.yml file. Here's where we'll define our services for Docker. Go ahead and paste the following content into the file. After that, press Escape and type :WQ to save and quit. Next, let's create an .env file. Paste in the following content and change it as needed for your setup. Your domain name is essentially your website's name. If your website serves multiple functions, you might want to add a subdomain for better organization. You can also set a time zone for your n8n to use for execution timestamps later. Lastly, include an SSL email so you can receive reminders for updates. Once you're done, press Escape and type :WQ to save and quit. Now create a volume for the n8n data, which will store the SQLite database and encryption key. We'll call it n8n_data. Next, create a volume for Trafix data called Trafic data. Now, if you type ls or ls-a, you'll be able to see all the files, including the hidden ones you've created. Finally, let's start the n8n Docker container and get them running smoothly. We will speed this up. n8n should be up and running now. Now, your n8n will be reachable via your domain. n8n will only be reachable using HTTPS and not using HTTP. Don't panic if you see this. Take note. It might not work immediately after the Docker container starts running. Go get a coffee and give it a 2 to 10 minute wait and refresh again. And there you go. You've successfully set up n8n with Docker. Quickly enter the required details to set up your owner account. Make sure to create a strong password and enable two-factor authentication for extra security. You'll also provide some additional info to personalize your n8n experience and get your license key. Once that's done, you're all set to create your own free AI automation. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more tutorials.